What's going on YouTube? CT Shadows here, and today I'm going to be. This is not a deck profile video, obviously, but this is a video on how I personally am combating this Dragon Ruler meta, this Dragon Ruler Prophecy meta. As most of you guys can tell, I have this mat. I've done a bunch of deck profiles on it. I play Samurais. My favorite deck to play is Samurais, but in my last video, I deck profiled my Battling Boxers. And that's one deck that I've been tweaking, and I figured out that it has a very good matchup against some of the decks that are being played right now in the meta, like Evil Swarm has a pretty shitty matchup against Prophecy, and I think honestly, I think Battling Boxers can hold their own against Dragon Rulers. And you might be wondering what these graphics are doing here. Well, this is another deck that I made that I'm using to combat this meta. I think Dark Worlds also have a decent matchup against Dragon Rulers, and Prophecy I main deck to Eradicator. And Evil Swarm, I mean, if I can get the Grapha pop off to pop the Ophion, then I can get my shit rolling from there. So yeah, this is just going to be a video on how I personally am going against the meta, because I can't afford the decks. So I just make cheaper decks and try and do what I can with them. So Battling Boxers. I think Battling Boxers are really good this format. Well, they came out this format and stuff. I think Battling Boxers are good because of Lead Yoke. Obviously, his effect is amazing. And the fact that they don't run any level 5 or higher monsters, so they have a really good matchup against Evil Swarms, because Ophion doesn't really do shit to Lead Yoke, and they get shit on by Prophecy because Prophecy builds hand advantage. But there's always game 2 on the side deck, and I think they can hold their own against Dragon Rulers because of obviously because of Lead Yoke. And there's a new card I run called Xyz Counter, where you detach a material from an Xyz monster you control to negate and destroy a monster effect. So basically, if you detach from Lead Yoke, he gains 3,000. He goes up to 3,000 by gaining the 800. And you negate like a Big Eye effect that tries to take your Lead Yoke, and I think that's great. Then we obviously have the utility we get out of the Blaster, which I tech 2 of, and then I started main decking Maxi, which is great because I can draw off of all their pluses. And I think, yeah, Battling Boxer has a decent matchup, mostly because of Lead Yoke. Lead Yoke's effect is amazing, and he's just an amazing boss monster to give to such an underrated archetype. And then we move on to Dark World. I think Dark World are really good this format because against Dragon Ruler, it's pretty like guaranteed that you'll win game 1, because Dark World are supposed to win game 1. And we don't really make like these crazy boss monsters that you can take with Big Eye. Like in Samurai, you can take Xian. In Battling Boxers, you can take Lead Yoke. In Prophecy, you can take High Priestess and make a make another rank 7. In Evil Swarm, you can take their Ophion. But if you take my Grapha, okay, if I get over it, I can just reuse it again. It's not like it's hard to get a Graph out of the graveyard. You just bounce. And they really don't have an answer to like Dark World dealings and stuff. Like, sure, they can discard their dragons and stuff like that and start getting their shit rolling. But if I basically like go ham and set an Eradicator, or go ham, summon a 3,000 Grapha, and like compulse your Big Eye, because I mean to compulse on my Dark Worlds, then there's not much you can do because your resources are gone. I most likely know all the cards in your hand, so I can just mind crush them. And I think Dark Worlds just have that I don't want to say surprise factor, but once they get rolling hard. If you chain like 2 Royal Decrees, 2 Reckless Greeds, then they're pretty much fucked, because you draw your 4 cards and you start going ham with the field spell and pitching and bringing out 2, 3 Graphas. And Graphas, pretty hard to get over at 3,000. There's no Elemental Dragon that gets over them. And, the only way they'd be able to get over them is like Drago Sack or taking it with a Big Eye. So, yeah, these are the 2 decks that I've chosen to run this format. And if you watch this video, let me know what deck you've chosen to run this format. So, yeah, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Later.